Hello students, in this video today we are going to see the circle of Willis on the base of the brain, and we will be seeing the various sections of the brain. Now beginning with the circle of Willis, we know that circle of Willis is formed by the posterior cerebral artery, the internal carotid artery, the anterior cerebral artery, and the anterior communicating artery and the posterior communicating artery. So now this is the basilar artery. As you can see over the pons, this is the basilar artery which divides into two posterior cerebral arteries. These are the two posterior cerebral artery. On sides here near the temporal lobe we have got this internal carotid artery which divides into two, the anterior cerebral artery and the one which is going inside, this is the middle cerebral artery. But we are concerned here only with the anterior cerebral. So this is the anterior cerebral artery of the one side, this is the anterior cerebral artery of the opposite side, and this very small branch, as you can see, this one, this is the anterior communicating artery. Similarly, the artery which is connecting the or communicating with the posterior cerebral artery and the internal carotid artery, this is the posterior communicating artery. So the circle of Willis, as we can see, if I stretch it up, it can be seen very easily better that this is the posterior cerebral artery, this is the posterior communicating artery, the internal carotid artery, anterior cerebral artery, anterior communicating artery of one side, and same way the opposite side, anterior cerebral artery, the internal carotid artery, posterior communicating artery, and the posterior cerebral artery. So this is how the circle of Willis is formed on the base of the brain. And one more major artery which can be seen here is this is the branch of the internal carotid, that is the middle cerebral artery. Okay, so that is about the circle of Willis. Now let us see the horizontal section of the brain. This is one of the horizontal sections. As you can see in the horizontal section, in the midline we have got the cavity of the lateral ventricle, that is the body, mainly the body part, and this is the anterior horn part of the lateral ventricle. This is the choroid plexus within the lateral ventricle. In front of it, this is the fibers of the corpus callosum which are going towards the frontal lobe, that is we call it as the forceps minor, and these are the fibers of the splenium from behind which are going towards the temporal lobe and the occipital lobe, that is the fibers of forceps major. So these are the fibers of forceps minor, these are the fibers of forceps major. This is the lateral ventricular cavity. These two nuclei which you are able to see on the sides of the lateral ventricular cavity, which this is on the upper part, this is the anterior part, this is the caudate nucleus, the posteriorly this is the thalamus. Lateral to on here also we can see the same, the caudate nucleus and the thalamus. Lateral to it are the fibers of the internal capsule. We can even see the lentiform nucleus in some of the sections, but here the lentiform nucleus is not very clearly seen, so we are not going in details of it. But this is about the major structures which we can see in the horizontal section of the brain, that is the forceps minor, forceps major, lateral ventricular cavity, choroid plexus, the caudate nucleus, and the thalamus. Here also we can see some part, in this part we can see the cavity of the posterior horn of the lateral ventricle, which may be extending here this in this part. Okay, so that is about the horizontal section. Okay, now we will see the coronal section of the brain. Now as you can see in this is the outer part is the grey matter, this is the white matter. Now we can see the ventricular cavity very clearly here. This is the body of the lateral ventricle with the septum pellucidum in between. These are the fibers of corpus callosum running from our upper part. This cavity represents the third ventricular cavity. This is the third ventricular cavity. It is very narrow like this. So this is the third ventricular cavity here. Here on its lower side we can see the inferior horn of the lateral ventricle. So this is the body of the lateral ventricle. This is the inferior horn of the lateral ventricle. Now if we see the nuclei, then here this is the caudate nucleus, this part is the caudate nucleus, this is the thalamus. Here you can see a very nice nucleus, this is the lentiform nucleus, in which we can see on the outer part this is the putamen and this part is the globus pallidum. So that is the nuclei of the basal ganglia, the caudate nucleus which will be present in the upper part, and the putamen and the globus pallidum present in the lower part. And between them here, these are the fibers of the internal capsule passing and continuing with the cerebral peduncle. These are the cerebral peduncles that we call it as the crus cerebri. So they are continuing with it, and then they will go downwards into the spinal cord. So that is about the major important structures that can be seen in the coronal section. The ventricular cavity, the septum pellucidum, this is the lateral ventricle, and the lower one is the third ventricle. And we can see the internal capsule, we can see the putamen and the globus pallidum, here is the thalamus, here is the caudate nucleus. Okay, so that is about the coronal section of the brain. Now in this section, we are seeing the cerebrum from the medial side. As you already know, this is the corpus callosum, the rostrum of the corpus callosum, the genu and the body of the corpus callosum. This is the septum pellucidum, and this will be the lateral ventricular cavity, which we already have seen. This is the lateral ventricular cavity, in which we can see the thalamus. This is the thalamus. This is the caudate nucleus. This is the thalamus, and also we can see a uppermost part of the midbrain, where we can see the substantia nigra. This black colored structure is the substantia nigra. If we see from the lateral aspect, then we will find the fibers. Here there will be the presence of insula, which I have removed. The insular cortex is present here, which has been removed. And then we can see there are fibers which are running upwards. These fibers which are radiating in all direction upwards, these fibers are called the fibers of corona radiata. Similarly, we can see some horizontally running fibers here. You can see the horizontally running fibers. They are the association fibers. Okay, so these corona radiata are the examples of the projection fibers, whereas these horizontal running fibers here, which can be seen, they are the association fibers. So that is about this section. In the next part, I will be showing you the caudate nucleus and the lentiform nucleus together. Okay, now this I have removed out the caudate nucleus very specifically from the floor of the lateral ventricle. So this is the thalamus, this is the midbrain and the substantia nigra, which I have already shown you. Now this entire is the caudate nucleus. This is the head of the caudate nucleus, this is the body of the caudate nucleus, and this is the tail of the caudate nucleus. So you can see the entire caudate nucleus. This is from the medial side. Now if I turn around and see from the lateral side, this nucleus, which is we can see very clearly this part, this is the putamen. This nucleus is putamen, and we know that head of the caudate nucleus is continuous with the putamen. So if I see from medial aspect, you can see that this is the head of the caudate nucleus, which is continuous with the putamen laterally. This is the continuation part here, and between them, these are the fibers of corona radiata, which are passing between the caudate nucleus medially and the lentiputamen nucleus laterally. So that is about the specimen of the basal ganglia, the caudate nucleus and the putamen. Lentiform will be lying between the two, but we can very clearly see the two, that is the putamen nucleus and the caudate nucleus. Okay, now we will see the hippocampus and the fornix. Now again, I have removed off the remaining part of the brain. This is the lateral ventricular cavity. The body part will be here. Here will be the inferior horn part also. But now I have cleaned up them all things, and now we can see that this is the uncus part. This is the uncus, which you already seen in the cerebral hemisphere. And medial, and we see further continuation. This projection, you can see the tooth, you can say foot-like impression here, claw-like impression here. This is called as the pes hippocampus. This is the pes hippocampus. So if we keep it running like this, this is the hippocampus, and this part of the hippocampus is called as the pes hippocampus. You can see very clearly here. And then these are the fibers which are originating from it and forming the entire fornix, curving around the thalamus, medial to the thalamus. So basically, so after curving around the thalamus medially, it will divide into the precommissural, commissural and postcommissural fibers. Okay, so this is the entire fornix, and we can also see the choroid plexus also very beautiful here. This is the entire choroid plexus, which is present in the inferior horn of the fourth ventricle, this part. Then the remaining part here is in the body and the remaining part. So this is the entire fornix with hippocampus. So this is a part of the limbic system. So this ends with the spatial sections and the remaining part of the dissection of the brain which was remaining. Thank you.